Yo, I'm Bob. Totally blind since birth. Into Power Rangers. Got the Shout Factory box set in my hands yet again, talking about Season 2, Episode 18, or Episode 78 overall. This one's White Light Part 2. It premiered on October 18th in 1994. And I wanted to dedicate this video to the memory of Jason David Frank. So when this episode did premiere, my friends and I were right back in those chairs, and we were eagerly waiting to see what was going to happen next. I remember worrying all day as to whether or not we were actually going to be able to watch the show. Oh no, what if there are adverse weather conditions? What if we're just not allowed to watch it? What if it's deemed too scary for younger kids? Yada, yada, yada. But no, we got to watch this thing as it premiered. And to this day, I think it's one, if not the best experience of my 90s kid childhood. I remember when the episode started really hoping that it was going to turn out to be Tommy under that helmet, but they really made you wait to find out. Shows like Spider-Man, X-Men, Power Rangers, they had about a minute of episode, and they would go to a commercial break. So, I mean, we get to see Billy in the hidden chamber of the command center. He's so ecstatic over what he's seeing. I always got the sense that Billy was like a kid in a candy store while watching Alpha and Zordon create this new Ranger. I mean, he doesn't seem hurt at all. We get to see that brief scene with Lord Zed talking about how they're going to proceed with his plan, how they're going to crush the Rangers with the Scarlet Sentinel, then boom, right to commercial. Then we come back to one of the shortest acts in Power Rangers. At least I thought so then, and I still think so now when rewatching this episode today. Billy's back in his lab, and quite a few teammates are hurt over why they were kept in the dark, why Zordon and Alpha didn't tell them about the creation of the new Ranger. Billy lets them know that all the energy of the command center has been devoted to the creation of this new Ranger. So that's why physically, of course, they were kept in the dark. But he also brings up a good point about, you know, Zed's monsters being far superior to Rita's. Jason, you know, he agrees with him, but I mean, they're still kind of hurt. Zach wants to know who the new guy is. Kimberly's upset. She doesn't think it's going to be Tommy. She's just assuming that it's not Tommy. And of course, they're all noticeably shocked and a bit taken aback by not being told anything. I don't remember being too upset about it. Even as an 11-year-old, I remember thinking, well, what if Zed captures one Ranger, gets the information out of him, brainwashes him or something like that? It made perfect sense to me as to why he told no one. But, I mean, as Trini says, they'd all been friends for so long. So, I mean, you get that scene with Bulk and Skull in the workshop. They're still trying to open Rita's dumpster. I could not wait to see what was going to happen with that little plot thread there. And then, of course, the Rangers are summoned to the command center. The power's back on. They arrive. Zordon presents them with the new White Ranger. And I don't remember how he shows up in terms of visuals. I always thought he descended from on high, like some angel, if that makes sense. It's been so long since I've had this described to me. It's an older TV show, no audio description. We were also wrapped up in watching this the first time around. I just listened. I didn't ask for any descriptions or anything like that. If I got one, I don't remember it. I think I asked after it was over. Who knows? Maybe one of the guys did describe that, but I can't remember for sure. We were all just wrapped up in this episode. So yeah, he appears. Zordon tells him to reveal his identity. Well, and then he does. Oh, wait, he does after another commercial break. As I said, this felt like a really short act. Blink and you'll miss it. You go to another commercial break, but then right when the show comes back on, it's Tommy. And I still wonder as to whether or not people across the street heard us whooping and jumping up and down. No, the show did not have a horrible influence on us. We were thrilled that Tommy was back. We were all hoping, as Billy said, we were all hoping it would be him. We were all hoping it would be you, he tells Tommy. And we were all over the moon. It was one of the coolest experiences I ever had watching TV back in the 90s. And, you know, we get to see Tommy waking Kimberly up. We get to hear about his new Zord. Tommy gets the nice new talking Saba. I think everybody probably wanted a Saba before the episode was over. Tiger Zord too. We get to hear about the new Tiger Zord. I mean, the Rangers don't have time to celebrate, of course. They got to go into action. Billy and Trini have to go repair the damaged Zords. Tommy's got to go take on Nimrod with his new Tiger Zord and his new buddy Saba. And the other Rangers have to go stop Bulk and Skull from opening Rita's dumpster. And, I mean, we get this really cool putty battle. We get the Tiger Zord as it's making its way toward Nimrod. I like that scene where Tommy doesn't really have things under control right away. It's not something he knows how to do automatically. It's going to take a little bit of effort from him. So, I mean, he does get his feet under him, and they do eventually get it together. And Tiger Zord's transformation into warrior mode is coupled with White Ranger Tiger Power by Wasserman. I remember really digging that song as it started to play. Of course, you got Go White Ranger Go instead of Go Green Ranger Go in this episode, with new lyrics there when seeing him morph into action as well. I remember when the Thunderbolt fired for the first time. I was just instantaneously wanting this Zord for Christmas. Christmas only being, you know, a little over 2 months away, actually. I mean, the putties are finished off. Nimrod summons AC and DC. Tiger Zord's down for the count. But then we get that awesome Mega Tiger Zord transformation. And boy, I love when that thing showed up on screen for the first time. I imagine it probably wooed quite a lot of kiddos back in the day. Who knows? Maybe it still does. It's one of my favorite Zord combinations. I love the finishing move. I mean, they really don't have to struggle too long with AC, DC, and Nimrod. That Firebird fires off of Mega Tiger Zord's arm, and I love that finishing move. That's one of my favorites in Power Rangers history. I love the look of the weapon as it's attached to Mega Tiger Zord's arm. I mean, he's got it facing backwards, I do believe, rather like a sigh. At least that's how it was described to me. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't know. But that's how I would actually put it on the Zord as a kid, because I love the way it looked. Yeah, and then the monsters are destroyed. They got to go back to Bulk and Skull's location, back to the workshop. I remember being a little let down, because right when Rita gets out of that dumpster, no, she doesn't start a war with Lord Zed. They put her right back in there, and I'm thinking, oh, man, that's all we get. But little did I know, we were going to get quite a wacky and wild Valentine's Day week in 1995. This was just a foretaste of what was to come. So it really whetted my appetite for Rita eventually returning. I was hoping she would. So yeah, they wake Bulk and Skull back up. They faint. They had fainted, of course, and they fire Rita back into space. They have a little party for Tommy, and the episode's over. We were just all gabbing about this for half an hour until all of our parents showed up. It was just a fantastic episode. Like I said, the commercial breaks were just crazy. I remember right when the commercial break happened, right before you find out Tommy's under the helmet, we all gave out this collective, "Oh man, are you kidding me?" But 11 out of 10 for this episode. 12 out of 10, if I can actually give it one. There's nothing left to say about this episode. It's just fantastic. I think it's one of... I think it's a fan favorite, if I'm not mistaken. Quite a few people enjoy this episode. It aired so many times in reruns. I remember seeing this thing quite a few times before I actually taped it on cassette tape. This was re-aired and re-aired and re-aired. It was really a fantastic episode. Anyway, next time we're going to be talking about 2 for 1. Please forgive my rambling pertaining to this episode. And I guess I'll hear you guys in the next episode discussion video. Let me know your thoughts pertaining to this episode. What was it like seeing it for the first time? It was just fantastic. Anywho, till next time, guys. May the power protect you.